Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Elisa Kramer, and I've spent over 15 years working with men in their golden years, helping them feel stronger, more alive, and more in control of their health, even well beyond the age of 80. If you are a man in your 80s, or you love someone who is, I want to start by saying something important. Feeling tired, weaker, or not quite yourself anymore is not something to accept as normal aging. It is a signal that your body is asking for help, not giving up. Let us speak openly for a moment. Many men over 80 experience a noticeable drop in their performance in the bedroom. It becomes harder to feel desire, harder to respond, and even harder to feel connected emotionally and physically. But this change is not only about intimacy. It often points to deeper issues like poor blood flow, low hormone levels, and a lack of essential nutrients in the body. So what is actually going on? After the age of 70 or 80, several natural changes occur in the male body. Testosterone, the hormone most responsible for male energy, strength, and sexual function, begins to decline steadily. According to a study published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, testosterone levels in men drop about 1% each year after the age of 30. By the time a man reaches 80, his levels can be more than 50% lower than they were in his 20s. This lower hormone level affects many things. It reduces muscle strength, causes mood changes, and slows down the body's natural healing and recovery systems. But most noticeably, it affects a man's ability to perform and enjoy physical closeness. However, hormones are not the only reason. There is another important factor: blood flow. Healthy sexual function depends heavily on good circulation. Your arteries need to be soft, open, and clear to deliver blood where it is needed. But with age, these arteries can stiffen, narrow, or get blocked by cholesterol or inflammation. The European Heart Journal reports that poor vascular health is closely linked to erectile difficulties in older men. This means that what is happening in the bedroom is often a reflection of what is going on inside the heart and blood vessels. Now here comes the part that many people overlook. These problems are not always solved by pills or treatments. In fact, the foundation for better performance and vitality often begins with something as simple as what you eat. Yes, food. Your body is built from what you feed it, and even at 80 years or older, your body still listens to good nutrition. Nature has given us certain foods that have powerful effects on male health. Among the best are nuts. These small natural foods carry vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and plant compounds that work together to improve blood flow, support hormone balance, and restore energy levels. And unlike medications, they carry no risky side effects when eaten correctly. You might be surprised to learn that certain nuts have been studied in clinical settings. For example, pistachios have been shown in a study from Turkey's Ataturk University to improve erectile function, increase sexual satisfaction, and enhance lipid profiles when eaten daily for just 3 weeks. That is not a drug, that is food. And there is more. Walnuts, almonds, Brazil nuts, and macadamia nuts all play a different but important role in male performance, energy, and stamina. So in this video, I am going to share with you the top 5 nuts every man over 80 should consider adding to his routine. But first, we need to understand that food is not just fuel. It is a form of communication. Every bite you take sends a message to your body. A message that says heal, strengthen, or sometimes slow down. And after 80, your body is more sensitive than ever to these signals. Let us take the example of selenium. This is a mineral that many older men are low in. According to the European Food Safety Authority, selenium is essential for testosterone production, immune health, and even mood regulation. And guess what food contains one of the highest concentrations of selenium in the world? The Brazil nut. Just one nut can give you the full daily requirement. That is powerful, and it is something you can do without changing your entire life. Many men I speak with tell me they have tried everything. They feel frustrated, tired, and sometimes even ashamed of what they can no longer do. But often, no one has told them that their body is still capable of changing, even after 80. You are not broken. You are not too old. Your system is just running low on the building blocks it needs. And those building blocks do not always come in a bottle from the pharmacy. They can come from your kitchen. But there is a catch. Not all nuts are the same, and not all ways of eating them are helpful. Many people buy salted, roasted, or sugar-coated nuts, thinking they are doing something healthy. But these versions can actually make things worse. Salt raises blood pressure, sugar causes inflammation, and processed oils can damage the very vessels we are trying to heal. That is why it is so important to eat nuts in their raw or dry roasted unsalted form. That is when you get the true benefit. When I guide my older patients, I do not start with long lists of rules. I start with small, powerful habits. 1 Brazil nut in the morning, a handful of walnuts before lunch, some almonds with breakfast. These are not just snacks. They are medicine in its most natural form. Now I will walk you through the 5 specific nuts that have been shown to support male performance, especially for men in their 80s and beyond. These are not magical solutions. They are not quick fixes, but they are powerful tools that can support your body when used with consistency and care. Let us start with the first one on the list. Number 1. Walnuts. Walnuts are one of the most well-studied nuts when it comes to circulation. They are rich in a compound called L-arginine. This helps your body produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is a natural gas in your blood that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. When blood flows more easily, it helps not only your heart and brain, but also your private areas. If you have been feeling that your response time is slower or your sensitivity is lower, poor blood flow may be the cause. A study in the journal Biology of Reproduction has linked better nitric oxide levels with stronger performance in men, and eating a handful of walnuts every day can help increase those levels naturally. How to eat. Try 5 to 7 raw or dry roasted walnuts in the morning or early afternoon. You can eat them on their own or mix them into plain yogurt or oatmeal. Just make sure they are not salted or coated in sugar. Number 2. Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts are the best natural source of selenium. Selenium helps your body produce testosterone, which is the hormone behind your energy, strength, and sex drive. Many men over 80 have very low levels of this mineral without even knowing it. According to researchers from the University of Copenhagen, selenium also protects against damage to your cells and supports your thyroid, which affects your entire metabolism. What makes Brazil nuts special is that you only need 1 or 2 a day. Eating more than that can actually be harmful because selenium works in small amounts. A single Brazil nut gives you nearly 100% of the daily selenium you need. That is a lot of power in a small bite. How to eat. Eat 1 raw Brazil nut in the morning with your breakfast. If possible, store them in the fridge to keep them fresh. You do not need more than 1 or 2 per day. Number 3. Pistachios. Now let us talk about pistachios. These small green nuts are often seen as just a snack, but they are very helpful for energy and endurance. They contain healthy fats, protein, fiber, and antioxidants. More importantly, they have compounds that improve something called endothelial function. This means they help keep your blood vessels healthy, soft, and responsive. In one clinical study from Turkey, men who ate pistachios every day for 3 weeks saw big improvements in their performance, satisfaction, and energy levels. This is because pistachios improve blood flow, which helps the entire body perform better. When your circulation improves, you feel more alive, awake, and connected. How to eat. Eat 10 to 15 unsalted pistachios in the afternoon as a light snack. You can eat them plain or sprinkle them over a salad. Just avoid flavored versions like honey roasted or barbecue, which contain added sugars and oils. Number 4. Almonds. Almonds are not only heart healthy, they are also packed with nutrients that support hormones and brain function. These include magnesium, zinc, and vitamin E. As we age, our bodies often run low on these nutrients, especially if we eat the same simple meals every day. Magnesium helps regulate blood sugar and keeps your nervous system calm. Zinc is essential for the production of testosterone and helps protect your immune system. Vitamin E works as an antioxidant and keeps your cells healthy. Together, these 3 nutrients can support your mood, your focus, and your hormonal balance. Men who feel irritable, tired, or foggy may simply be lacking these important elements. By adding almonds to your daily routine, you can help bring your body back into balance naturally. How to eat. Eat 10 to 12 raw or dry roasted almonds in the morning with breakfast. You can add them to porridge, eat them with fruit, or blend them into a smoothie. Always avoid almonds that are salted or sugar-coated. Number 5. Macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts are known for their rich, buttery taste, but they are more than just a tasty snack. These nuts are high in monounsaturated fats, the same kind of healthy fat found in extra virgin olive oil. This type of fat helps reduce bad cholesterol, increase good cholesterol, and lower inflammation in the arteries. For men over 80, this is very important. Artery inflammation can block blood flow and reduce energy and strength. A study published by the University of Newcastle in Australia found that macadamia nuts can improve heart health by lowering oxidative stress and improving lipid profiles. Improved heart health means improved blood flow, and better blood flow means better performance in all areas of life, including the bedroom. How to eat. Eat 4 or 5 raw or dry roasted macadamia nuts in the evening, perhaps as a snack before dinner. These nuts are high in fat, so you do not need many to feel full and satisfied. When you think about all these nuts together, you can see that each one supports a different part of your system. Walnuts help with circulation. Brazil nuts support testosterone. Pistachios increase energy and blood flow. Almonds help balance your hormones and brain. And macadamia nuts protect your arteries and heart. You might be wondering if you need to eat all 5 every day. The answer is no. You can start with just 1 or 2 and see how your body responds. The key is not to rush. Give your body time to adjust. Nutrients work over weeks, not days. Think of it like watering a dry plant. It takes a little time before the leaves perk up. Also remember that these nuts only work well if you eat them in their pure form, raw or dry roasted. No salt, no sugar, no oils. The more natural they are, the more your body can understand the message they carry. I have worked with many men in their 80s who thought they were too old to feel strong again. They had tried pills, diets, and even gave up hope. But when they began eating better, especially by adding these 5 nuts into their routine, they saw slow but steady changes. More energy, more interest, more confidence. It may seem small, but food is one of the most powerful tools we have for healing the body. Even at 80 or older, your body is still alive, still working, and still capable of change. The goal is not to return to your 20s. The goal is to feel better in the body you have now and to enjoy the years ahead with strength, clarity, and purpose. Thank you for staying with me. Now that you know which 5 nuts are best for supporting your body and performance after the age of 80, let us talk about something just as important: how to use them correctly in your daily life. It is one thing to know what to eat. It is another thing to turn that knowledge into a real, helpful habit. In this section, I will guide you step by step on how to fit these 5 powerful nuts into your day, how to avoid the common mistakes most men make, and how to build a strong, healthy routine that supports your energy, circulation, and bedroom performance. Let us begin with something simple: timing. Many people think it does not matter when you eat healthy food, but in truth, the timing can make a big difference. Your body moves through different natural rhythms during the day. Hormones rise and fall, energy levels shift, blood pressure changes. By eating the right foods at the right time, you can support your body's natural cycles instead of working against them. For example, testosterone tends to be highest in the early morning. That is the best time to give your body nutrients that help support hormone balance. This includes Brazil nuts and almonds, which are rich in selenium, zinc, magnesium, and vitamin E. Your energy often drops in the middle of the day, especially after lunch. This is when your body needs healthy fats and protein to stay steady and focused. Pistachios and walnuts are great during this time because they support circulation and physical stamina. Toward the evening, your heart and blood vessels need support to wind down and recover from the day. This is where macadamia nuts come in. They reduce inflammation and protect your arteries, helping your whole system relax and reset. Here is a sample daily routine that many of my patients have followed with success. Morning, between 7 and 9 o'clock. 1 Brazil nut and 10 raw almonds with breakfast. Midday, between 12 and 2 o'clock. A handful of unsalted pistachios and 5 raw walnuts as an afternoon snack or with lunch. Evening, around 5 to 7 o'clock. 4 or 5 macadamia nuts before dinner or as a light evening snack. You can adjust the times depending on when you wake up or eat your meals, but the key is to stay consistent. Next, let us talk about a big mistake that many older men make when trying to eat healthy: buying the wrong kind of nuts. Most nuts sold in stores are prepared with added salt, sugar, oils, or even chocolate. These additives can cause more harm than good. Salt raises blood pressure, which reduces blood flow and strains the heart. Sugar causes inflammation in the body, which can lower testosterone and slow down energy. Roasted nuts cooked in vegetable oils lose many of their healthy fats and sometimes even produce harmful compounds during high heat cooking. So, how can you choose the right kind? Always look for raw or dry roasted nuts. That means they have not been cooked in oil and do not have added salt or sugar. You can find these at health food stores, organic shops, or even regular supermarkets if you check the label carefully. The label should only list the nut itself. For example, ingredients, almonds. Ingredients, Brazil nuts. That is it. No extra words like canola oil, sugar, natural flavors, or salt. If it has more than one ingredient, put it back on the shelf. Also, store your nuts properly. Keep them in airtight containers and in cool, dry places. Some nuts, like Brazil nuts and walnuts, stay fresher when kept in the refrigerator because they contain oils that can go bad over time. Now let me share a common question I hear from men I work with. They ask, do I have to eat all 5 nuts every day? The answer is no, but it is helpful to include a mix of them over the week. You can rotate which nuts you eat each day. For example, one day you might have walnuts and pistachios. Another day you might focus on almonds and macadamia nuts. The most important thing is to be regular. Even small amounts done every day add up over time. Remember, the goal is not to change everything at once. It is to build a daily rhythm that supports your body naturally. Let me also speak to those of you who feel unsure or discouraged. I have met many older men who believed it was too late to improve their health. They thought nothing could help them feel better, especially in the bedroom. But when they started small, just a few nuts each day, eaten at the right time, they began to notice changes. More energy in the morning, less brain fog, a spark of interest where there had been nothing for years. These changes did not happen overnight, but they did happen. The body is always listening. It just needs the right message. Eating well is one part of a bigger picture. If you want even more benefit, pair your nutrition with light daily movement, such as walking, gentle stretching, or gardening. These activities help improve circulation, lift your mood, and support hormone balance. Sleep is also very important. Your body heals and rebuilds during the night. Try to get at least 7 hours of restful sleep and avoid heavy meals, screens, or loud noise close to bedtime. Another small but powerful step is hydration. Many older adults forget to drink enough water, especially in colder months. Dehydration can cause tiredness, weakness, and even reduce blood volume. Try to drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water each day. Herbal teas and soups also count toward your total fluids. Now, if you are watching this and thinking, "This sounds good, but I am not sure where to start," let me make it simple. Start with just one nut. Yes, just one. Start with Brazil nuts. Buy a small bag. Eat one nut every morning for the next week. Watch how your body feels. Then, after a week, add in raw almonds. Then, maybe pistachios the following week. Step by step, build a pattern that becomes your new normal. What we are doing here is not a diet. It is not a program. It is a way to tell your body, "I care. I want to help you feel strong again." These small acts of care build up. They bring back hope, strength, and joy, especially in the bedroom, where confidence and connection matter so much. You are never too old to start, and your body is never too far gone to respond. After 80, your health still matters, your pleasure still matters, and your comfort, your energy, your strength, they all still matter. So take that first small step. Open your kitchen cabinet. Choose one natural food that was made by nature, not a machine. Eat it with purpose, and do it again tomorrow. Your next chapter is still unfolding. Let us make it a strong, healthy, and joyful one.